In most movies, the idea of blowing up the moon with a bomb would be the craziest thing that happens. In Moonfall, it's one of the only things that makes sense. Everything about Moonfall raises serious questions. Here are some of ours. At the beginning of Moonfall, conspiracy theorist KC discovers that the moon has fallen out of its orbital path and is on a collision course with Earth. He makes multiple hilarious attempts to get through to NASA via various avenues, but it's all to no avail. By the time he meets disgraced former astronaut Brian Harper, he's completely desperate. And at first, he gets nowhere. In fact, he gets laughed out of the building. But then, just when he seems ready to give up on his quest to show the world the truth, things turn around for KC in a major way. After a visit with his mother gives him the courage and confidence he needs to make his voice heard, KC leaks his findings through the media. Instead of being a conspiracy theorist unworthy of trust or consideration, he becomes an anonymous source, gifted with credibility he hasn't remotely earned. His findings circulate rapidly, catching the attention of influential people and putting the plot of the movie in motion. Growing panic puts pressure on the world's governments to address the problem of the moon. But how did his concerns become accepted so fast?
You're the unidentified source?
Oh, yes.
It's firmly established in the movie that KC is the opposite of a reputable source. Just because he happens to be proven right later, that doesn't mean anyone should have believed him at the start. We also know from the scenes set within NASA that his findings aren't even easy to unpack, even for literal rocket scientists. So how did he get his message out in a way that went viral and gained traction? What did he do differently than every other one of his peers who are labeled as crackpots and dismissed? Realistically, KC's theories should have gotten him into the tabloids at best, and then the moon would have crashed into the Earth before anyone could do anything about it. Satisfying? Not really, but it's way more in line with how this would actually go. In the middle of the film, it's revealed that NASA has known that the moon is not what it seems for 60 years, as told to Joe by mysterious spook Holdenfield. But one thing he doesn't make clear is what exactly NASA did know about the moon. Yes, NASA knew something was wrong up there. They knew the moon was hollow. They knew there was a terrifying wraith made up of little nanobots. But were they aware of how it was really built by the original human race that proliferated throughout all of space before being wiped out by those same evil nanobots?
What the hell is that?
The only thing to suggest someone involved with the cover-up project may have known more than they were letting on is the fact that they developed an EMP device for the sake of defending against the threat the moon posed. That device was constructed to be used against the Black Swarm, which implies they at least knew it was a malevolent force they would need to contend with at some point. Budget cuts be damned. But then again, given how quick the military was to settle on nuke the moon as a solution, maybe making a basic weapon was just the best idea they had at the time. KC introduces himself as a megastructurist, a conspiracy theorist who believes that the moon, and really all moons, aren't naturally occurring phenomena. Instead, they are hollow supermachines designed by advanced alien life forms. The film's climax proves that KC was at least half right. The moon is a megastructure with a hollow core and super sophisticated machinery powering it from the inside. But it wasn't aliens that created it, but rather an original race of interstellar humans. These humans created moons to act as arcs aimed at preserving the human race after a devastating war with the artificial intelligence their society had created. We're shown glimpses of this war and the destruction it caused when the moon's operating system teaches Brian the secret history of humanity. We see that many moons were created with the explicit purpose of seeking out hospitable pockets of space from which new planets can be formed and seeded with human life. This grandiose info dump implies that Earth's moon is the only successful arc, having birthed Earth and given humanity a fighting chance at a future after a war they seemingly lost with the machines. But from Earth, we can observe other moons, which raises the question of whether or not every moon we've ever seen is also an alien megastructure, completely upending our understanding of the galaxy. At the end of Moonfall, Brian returns to Earth with new knowledge about humanity's secret history. What can he do with that knowledge to move our species onto the right course? Could he possibly lead the world to reunite with other pockets of humanity that may be out there across the galaxy? That's unclear, and he's not the only one who seems to have his work cut out for him. When KC, having sacrificed himself to save Earth, has his consciousness scanned into the moon's operating system, he's told they have work to do. With no post-credit scene to tease what that work might be, the work of explaining what's next is left to a potential sequel. What new truths about the universe might another movie reveal? With how wild this first movie gets, the sky's the limit. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite movies and TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.